Morning Year 10, I thought I'd go back through some of the work on calculations using titrations. So what I'm going to do here is give you an example, thank you phone, is give you an example of one of the methods in which you can calculate the correct values. Now before we go any further, what I would like to point out is you have access to the textbook. You also have access to the worked examples on the worksheet, which I'm going to include. This is the third method. None of these methods are incorrect. They all will work out the correct value. You just have to choose the method that works best for you. So please don't sit there and think, oh, I've got to use the method that is in the textbook, or I've got to use the methods on the worksheet. It's which one makes the most and appropriate sense to you, which is why I keep saying about when you speak to other teachers, talk to them and they can give you another way that you might understand it better. So you don't need to speak to me about some of the questions. You can speak to any of the chemistry teachers or any of the teachers that can teach chemistry, and they can give you another method of doing this. So the method that I'm going to do today is, we've got our word equation here. So a simple equation here, which is 2 sodiums plus sulfuric acid goes to make sodium sulfate plus water. So that's base plus acid, salt plus water. That's our standard titration. Now I am going to, because I always do this, rewrite the equation slightly larger so that it gives me more room to fill this in. Now, as I'm going through this, I am noticing a few things, and those few things that I am noticing are that it's in each of the cases there is a bracket after the substance, and these at the moment are either AQ or L. AQ means aqueous, it is dissolved into solution. That's just pointing things out. It's not necessary that you know this. Now that I've written this equation out, what I am going to do is put N, V and C down the side. Now I will put up the top here in red the actual definition for that. So N is the number of moles, and you can tell what that is because it will have the symbol MOL. V has got to be the volume. Now, unfortunately, when we are talking about this value, we need to use decimeters cubed. Most of the answers most of them in here, the questions for example, are going to be in centimeters cubed. So there are 1,000 centimeters cubed equals 1 decimeter cubed. So to convert it to decimeters, you've got to take the centimeters cubed value and divide it by 1,000. Okay, so make sure that you do that. The last one, C, is concentration. Now concentration is in moles / decimeters cubed. That's why this value has to be in decimeters, this value has to be in moles, because the units for concentration is moles per decimeter. What that means is there is 1 mole of substance dissolved in 1 decimeter of liquid. Now a decimeter in layman's terms is a litre. So it's 1 mole of a substance dissolved in a litre of liquid. If you think of 1,000 millilitres in a litre, and a milliliter and a centimetre cubed are the same, you get the idea. Now that I've explained these values, I'm going to go back to N, V and C here. Now, reason why I'm doing this is we read through the question. we are told that there are 25 centimetres cubed of sulfuric acid. So this is my sulfuric acid, and I know that the volume, let's change this back to a black, rub that out, change this back to a black. I know that there is 25 centimetres cubed of the acid. From the next part, I'm reading through that there is 30 centimetres cubed and 0.150 moles per decimetre cubed. Now I'm looking at the units and saying moles per decimetre cubed. That means it's the C value, this value. So this is the volume is 30 centimetres cubed and the concentration is 0.150 moles dm3. Okay, now this is the bit that whenever we are doing this, I'm looking at the columns now and I'm separating them like this. This is not necessarily a mathematical task. This is just me being logical. This is how I do it. And I'm looking at this saying, if I know that moles is equal to volume times concentration, and I'm going to put divide by 1000 because that will then do this bit of the sum for you. So the divide by 1000 is from this little bit here. Okay, so that's that little bit. So if I think of doing it this way, I know volume, I know concentration, and I can divide by 1000, so that will give me n. So I've got 2 out of the 3 variables in that equation. However, if I look across this side, I've only got 1 out of the 2 variables. So what this does is this will then allow me to work out this value. So if I put this down here, so I've got n is equal to 30 times 0.150 and divide that all by 1000, that would give me the value for the number of moles. Now, apologise for this, I am going to literally have to use a calculator app. Why not? I'm on my computer. So, moving this across slightly so I can see my numbers. So I've got 30 times 0.150 and then divided by 1000 equals, so the answer is 0.005, 0.0045. Right, so back to my black pen, 0.0045. Now, because I've got 3 of these blanks, I can start to fill some numbers into this. I know that 2 moles, because that's what this number is telling me here, 2 moles of this react with 1 mole of this. So if this value represents 2 moles, what must 1 mole of it be? Well, back into the calculator, I've got my answer. If that value is 2 moles, to work out what 1 mole is, I divide that by 2. So it's 0.0225. So this answer here would be 0.00225. Now I've got 2 of the 3 unknowns again. Because I've got 2 of the 3 unknowns, I can work this out. Now, problem is I need to alter this equation, because now I've got the number of moles and I've got the volume. So I'm going to have to rearrange that. I'm going to use green this time round. So I'm going to have to do 1000 n, because I've taken the n across and up. So if it's divide on one side, it becomes multiply on the other. I need to know the c value, so it's times c on the one side, so it's going to be divide by v on the other side, divided by v equals c. So if I do 1000 times n, and then divide it by v, it will give me the concentration. Okay, calculator back up. Right, I'm going to cancel this out, so I can do 1000 times v times n, so that's 0.00225, and then divide that by 25. So this is telling me the concentration of this acid must be 0.09 moles per decimeter cubed. Okay, so we've now just worked it out, that value. Now, this, I'm going to try and find a way to scroll this down now, I think. I can't scroll it down. Oh yes, I can. I'll do it that way. Right. Now this is the bit you have to bear with me on this. Let's use a third colour. Now, that is number of moles equals volume times conc divided by 1000. But we've also done another equation where moles is equal to mass divided by mR. And this is where mR is the relative atomic mass. And the relative atomic mass is, you look at the formula, so you've got H2SO4, and we've got to work out, there's 2 times 1 there, because the mass of hydrogen is 1, so it's 2 ones. Oxygen is 32, let's rub that out, I do apologise, oops. So that's 32, because sulphur is 32, do apologise, it's not oxygen, sulphur is 32, and then there are 4 lots of oxygen, which is 4 times 16, so I know for a fact that 4 times 16 is 64, plus 32 is 96, plus 2 is 98, so the total mass of that is 98. Now, this equation here says moles equals volume times conc. We've got the concentration, so concentration is essentially moles divided by the volume. Okay, so we've rearranged that and we go, okay, I'm still stuck in the same situation. I don't actually know but if we know that the mass, the number of moles is equal to the mass divided by the mR, to work out the mass, you've got to times the number of moles by the mR. So if we take this value, which is the number of moles, and times it by the mR, we get the grams per decimeter cube. We sort of ignore this part because we're converting from moles per decimeter cubes to grams per decimeter cube. The decimeter cube stays the same. So to work out the mass per decimeter cubed, you take the number of moles. To apologise, moles. So it's the mass times the MR. So this one would be 0.09 times 98. So I take this value and then times it by 98. So what that actually means is, remember earlier on, oh, that was a bit unusual, that was a bit weird. I'm going to rub that up, so it's a bit of a weird. Okay, maybe I'm not going to rub that up. Okay, so it's 8.82 grams. So essentially what we're talking about, and we all know that Michelle Shelverdine is our science technician. When she goes away and makes up a solution, and I said I want it to be 0.09 moles or 0.1 moles or whatever, she would have to do these calculations and calculate that in 1 litre of water she would be able to add, if she needed 0.09, she'd need to add 8.82 grams of the solid sulfuric acid. Yes, it can be crystallised, so you'd add that, you'd dissolve it in, you'd stir it, and once it's all fully dissolved, you'd then have a solution that was 0.09 moles per decimetre cubed. If she wanted to produce one which was 0.1 mole per decimetre cubed, she would have to put 9.8 grams of it. If she wanted a solution that was 1 mole per decimetre cubed, she put 98 grams of it into 1 litre. So it's just showing you what this is. So this is how you make your solution. So when you're talking about hair peroxide and so on for hair dyes, that's how you would make up these 0.05% solutions, which is actually 0.05 moles per decimetre cubed. So it's that solution. I'm hoping this has helped you out a little bit. If I need to clear it up a bit more, because I am very, very unhappy with this super duper messy area down here. And I don't know if it's going to actually do this as a shape. So that's super duper messy bit for me. I'm not quite sure about that. So if I need to go through that and just tidy that a little bit up for you, then I will. But please have a look at the video, have a look at how you do it this way, choose the method that works best for you, and then have a go.